Hey, Hugo Reed. How are you guys? I hope you all had a good break. We're ready to go back to school, and I have a first December book. This one is called Just Right for Christmas. I like this book a lot because it's about sharing. So this was written by Bertie Black and Rosalind Beardshaw. Let's see if one of them is the illustrator and one's the author. Let's look inside. Oh, sure enough, it says Bertie Black, and it's illustrated by Rosalind Beardshaw. We get some clues from this title page. It looks like there might be, what do you think? We have a spool of thread and a needle and some cloth, and I think this is a pincushion. What do you think might happen in this book? Think there might be some sewing? Let's see. Okay. It was Christmas Eve and the snow was falling as the king strolled around the market. What should he see but a huge roll of beautiful bright red cloth? "Ooh," he said, "that cloth is so red and so soft and so Christmassy. It would be just right for a grand cloak for the princess." And so he bought it and took it back to his castle. Looks like there's lots of people doing their holiday shopping, doesn't it? I see some little foxes and some bears and some mice and some people. Look at how they use the cloth in these. Do you see the patterns on there and on the king too? It looks like real cloth, and the tag that's on the bolt of cloth, this would be a bolt of cloth. Interesting how they use patterns that look like real fabric. In the castle, the king's sewing maid snipped and sewed, and by lunchtime, they had made a beautiful long cloak for the princess. The king was delighted. He wrapped it up in golden paper and silver ribbon. "What shall we do with the scraps?" one of the sewing maids asked. "Oh, just bundle them up and put them outside the back door," said the king. So do you see, here's the sewing maid, and she has some scraps, some pieces of the fabric left. Whoop. Jenny, the castle's kitchen maid, had just finished her work for the day. What should she see on her way home but a big bundle of beautiful bright red scraps? "Ooh," she said, "that cloth is so red and soft and Christmassy. It would be just right to make a jacket for my ma." I wonder if she lives up here. There's somebody's house, so she's on her way home. It looks cold, there's snow on the ground. When Jenny got home, she snipped and sewed and snipped and sewed. By dinner time, she'd made a pretty red jacket for her ma. She was very happy, and she wrapped it up in red paper with a green ribbon. Then she bundled up all the little scraps and she put them outside the back door so her ma wouldn't see them. She wants to have a surprise, doesn't she? Who do you think is going to find them? Bertie Badger trotted past Jenny's house. What should he see but a little bundle of beautiful bright red scraps? "Ooh," he said, "that cloth is so red and soft and Christmassy, it would be just right to make a hat for my paw." So this little animal is called a badger. They're black and white like that. We don't have badgers around us. When Bertie got home, he snipped and sewed and snipped and sewed. By the time the clock was striking 6, he'd made a nice red hat for his paw. He smiled as he wrapped it up in some brown paper and tied it with string. Then he bundled up the tiny scraps and put them outside the back door. So far everybody's snipping and sewing. What else are they all doing? They're all making a gift, right? And then they're always putting the scraps outside the back door. Who do you think is going to find them? Samuel Squirrel bounded past Birdie's house. Suddenly, he stopped. What should he see but a tiny bundle of beautiful bright red scraps? Ooh, he said. That cloth is so red and soft and Christmassy, it would be just right to make a pair of gloves for my wife. Well, everybody's being very kind and making something for someone, aren't they? They're not taking it for themselves, they're sharing it. When Samuel got home, what do you think he's going to do? Snipped and sewed and snipped and sewed. And by the time the moon was rising, he made a beautiful pair of gloves for his wife. He wrapped them in a leaf and tied the parcel with a piece of dried grass. It's just as well I've made her something to keep her hands warm, he said. This winter wind is so chilly. A gust of wind picked up the tiny scrap of red cloth that was left over and blew it out his window, where it fluttered to the snowy ground. Let's see, what would be smaller than a squirrel? Who do you think could find it next? Is that what you guessed? You were right if you did. It was nearly midnight when Millie Mouse plodded past Samuel's house. She was tired and cold, and the snow was falling on her ears and whiskers. She'd been looking for a nut to give little Billy for Christmas, but she couldn't find one. As she passed the bottom of Samuel's tree, she saw something sticking out of the snow. What could it be? It was a tiny scrap of cloth. Ooh, she said, the cloth is soft and red and Christmassy. It would be just right to make a scarf for Billy for Christmas. When Billy was asleep when Millie got home, she snipped and sewed and snipped and sewed. And by the time the candle had burned out, she had made a cozy scarf for Billy. She didn't have anything to wrap it in, but she folded it carefully and put it under her tiny sprig of a Christmas tree. She just has like one little piece of a tree, doesn't she? She has a star though, she has some ornaments. Look, her candle is burned very low. On Christmas morning, the princess opened her huge gold present, and Jenny's ma opened her big red present, and Birdie's paw opened his brown paper present, and Samuel's wife unwrapped her leaf, and Millie gave Billy his scarf. Each present was so soft and red and Christmassy, and it felt just right. Just how Christmas should feel. They all shared, didn't they? So let's see. Do you see the princess in her coat? Here she is. Do you see Jenny's ma? She's kind of in the fold of the book. Do you see her there in her jacket right here? And there's Birdie's paw with his hat. And Samuel Squirrel's wife with her gloves. And little Billy with his scarf. So they all shared, didn't they? And that's the end. I hope you find something that you can share with other people this December. I hope you're having a great week, and I might throw in an extra Christmas book. You'll just have to see. If you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, you'll probably get it, because I have a really good one about squirrels that I kind of wanted to read. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye-bye.